travel with his close personal aide, Natalie Harp, then execute his job as commander-in-chief. But some on the left cheer, and others think it was a step too far. For example, Barack Obama's former advisor and our colleague here, David Axelrod, who said those two words, with Natalie, seemed gratuitous and unnecessary. He added that they distracted and detracted from the power of the message. Keith, is Axelrod onto something?
Of course not. I don't agree with him. I mean, yes, you could say that the words were gratuitous and unnecessary. I'll agree with him on that. But did it distract? No, because we are talking now about John Ossoff's race, and it allows us to talk about the fact that John Ossoff was making the larger point that Donald Trump, as we mentioned before, is not focused on any of the issues that the American people are concerned about. He's focused on everything else, including his personal comfort on Air Force One or whatever the Air Force One happens to be on, rather than focusing on jobs and affordability and health care and things that the American people want.
And look, and if you're going to argue that it's sexist, right, which is the big argument, right, if you're going to take that position, you better also be criticizing the way Donald Trump talks about women's appearances and looks on a regular basis, right? So I'm happy for someone to say, look, I think it was inappropriate, I think it was sexist, but you better also be saying that about Donald Trump if I'm even going to take you seriously.
Scott?
I expect Ossoff to criticize Donald Trump. I expect every Democrat running for president to criticize Donald Trump. What I thought was appalling about this is that Harp is not a public figure. She's not a household name. Nobody knows who she is. And when he injected her into this, he knew what he was doing, which is punching down on someone who's effectively defenseless.
Doesn't Donald Trump do that all the time?
All the time.
I mean,
what do you mean? He's doing it right now while we're here.
Guys,
There's no rules anymore. Donald Trump broke all of those.
Are you defending
Rob Reiner dies. Donald Trump cheers his death. There are no rules anymore.
Robert Mueller dies. Okay. He defends his death.
Hold on. There are no rules anymore. You might not like it. Donald Trump is the king of trolls. What I find amazing is that the best trolls can't take incoming. I don't care who they are.
Is she a troll?
But they can't. No, but Trump is. Okay,
I know, but he didn't insult Trump.
And
he insulted
but the right
a female who can't defend herself.
She's the White House staff.
She's not a troll.
She's a White House staff
member. The right
member.
cannot take any incoming.
Here's the deal. It's not the right, and it's not Trump. It's a single defenseless woman.
She's not defenseless.
What about Richard Freeman and Shay Moss?
Caitlin Collins asks a real question, and Trump demeans her every single solitary day.
Let me go ahead and just play it, because there's just such a long history of this. Trump punching down, insulting women. Let's just play it.
Scott, never complaining about it.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
But what we want to do is to replenish the Social Security Trust Fund.
You are the worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. You know, she's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile on your face.
I'm asking you about survivors of Jeffrey Epstein.
You know what?
If there's nothing incriminating in the file, Quiet.
Unbelievable.
Quiet, piggy. I mean, Scott.
Excuse me, sir.
Dan's question was pretty straightforward. If you're going to be outraged over traveling on a plane with Natalie, are you going to be outraged over all those things?
I do not believe in demeaning women in any way, number one. Number two.
So
did
the president demean women, and was that unacceptable?
The issue I have with this is...
Are you outraged or not about that?
The issue I have with this is...
Not answering the question.
Natalie Harp
not answering the question.
Is not a public figure.
Nor is
she has
Ruby Freeman or Shay Moss.
She has no ability
to be honest. You are not answering the question. You are avoiding the question again, Scott. You continuously distracted, avoid.
By the way, at home, you have no idea how loud this is.
But Scott, listen.
You have no idea how dishonest you are.
It has nothing to do with Natalie. She is being a defenseless.
And if you want to defend her, go ahead, but I'm not going to do it.
Just to be clear, hold on a second.
What do you think, Lydia?
Hold on a second.
You're a Republican or conservative woman.
Just to be clear.
What do you think? You were asked a question.
Hold on a second, Keith. Just to be clear, I think the idea of continually describing a 35-year-old woman as somebody who has no agency and is defenseless and is just a victim, that is
She's
kind of demeaning to begin with. But the second thing is, Scott, you are so concerned about that, but you have not expressed any concern over Trump's repeated demeaning of all kinds of other women who are just simply doing their jobs.
Including our host. He attacked our host here.
I'm disappointed you don't remember this, but during the president's first term, you actually got into it with him on the South Lawn, and we did a show together, and I said, I don't think that's good.
Okay,
he shouldn't talk to you that way.
Because you happen
and you
to
don't
be
remember.
With
but the bottom line is, the fact that you won't defend Harp here is
what about all these different examples? You are so good at turning this up away from the reality of what she just said, Scott.
It's now even more decibels than it was.
I know you're playing to your audience here, but Scott, you're still
personal space.
Personal
space.
Hold on,
yeah,
Scott. You easily could have said. You easily could have said in this very same way that I denounce what John Ossoff said. I also denounce all the things that Donald Trump has said. You didn't say that tonight,
I
even when
just
you were
said, I don't believe in demeaning women. I will just say that you are not holding him to the same standard that you hold John Ossoff. You have a lot to say about John Ossoff and very little to say about Donald Trump. Because he drug a defenseless
of women.
What about
government servant through the mud, and he deserves it. He deserves it.
The president of the United States does that on a regular basis to women.
So she deserves government workers, and Donald Trump attacked them. What did you say about that,
Does she deserve it?
What did you say about that, Scott?
Okay, nobody is saying that. First of all, that she deserves anything.
You seem to be defending.
But the only thing that we are saying is that if you're going to be mad at John Ossoff over saying the president likes to travel with her, you should be mad about the president calling a reporter doing her job piggy.
Be consistent, Scott.
That's a pretty simple thing. Not controversial. It's pretty simple.
Scott.
We gotta.
It's what it takes to be a Democrat. Drag defenseless women through the mud.
You're not the victim here, Scott.
Drag defenseless women through the mud.
You are not the victim here. You are the perpetrator of Donald Trump's fraud on the American people. So
all right. I don't know why we have to insist on
defend him every time.
I don't know why we have to insist on describing Natalie, again, a 35-year-old woman. She's a government employee. As a defenseless
she has no microphone.
Woman.
Nor did Ruby Freeman or Shane Moss.
She, like everybody else, is doing their job, doesn't deserve
That's
to
a
be
pretty
attacked.
big microphone.
If I got a list, Jared, of every female who worked in your office and read their first names and said, gee whiz, Jared, why are you spending so much time with that lady? You'd be pissed right now.
Scott, let me hold on.
You'd be pissed.
Hold on. Do I think what happened with the Natalie thing, is that how we should talk? No, I don't think that's how politics should be. But what you should understand is we talk like that now because of Trump.
Donald Trump. Thank you. Case closed. End of story.
Do you disagree with that?
Look.
No. And the American people know it.
I believe you shouldn't demean women, and I don't think defenseless women in politics should be drugged through the mud.
Unless Donald Trump does it. Be consistent, Scott Jennings. The American people see your inconsistency.
All right. Listen, I mean, President Trump... I think...
Not a negative word for Ossoff. What do you think?
Well, why are you trying to change the subject?
Listen,
I'm curious.
Why do you not criticize Donald Trump?
Honestly, Scott, I think that if your position is that he was making an innuendo, I don't think it's good to make innuendo. But I also think it is worse to actually use insults to call women stupid, to call them piggy, to say that they are fat, whatever it is. Those things, actual, straight up, direct insults at professional women doing their jobs, I think most people think that's actually worse.
I think it's, look, I said I don't believe in demeaning women. I don't know what your problem is. Didn't you work for Bill Clinton? I mean, my God, we know how Democrats treat women in the workplace.
And do I defend Bill Clinton?
Honestly.
I have not defended him. You sit up. Scott Jennings is the master of deflection of the American people. He changed the subject here from Donald Trump to Bill Clinton because he doesn't want to talk about Donald Trump. He doesn't want to.
It was pretty bad.
He doesn't want to criticize his boss, Donald Trump.
It's how Democrats think of women in politics.
Clinton, he's so good at changing the subject,
women in politics.
But he will not criticize his good friend, Donald Trump.
John Ossoff has really done a great job of getting a lot of attention this week and stirring things up at the White House. And that's one of the, well, look, I mean, in Donald Trump's world, it kind of is a little bit of a
Axe is right.
Well, then he's right about Donald Trump then, too.